Hi Scorpio, thank you for stopping by. Ooh, got some kind of hair or something. That's no good. Let's get rid of that. June 2024. What do we need to know for my lovely Scorpios? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or cross-watching? I get a feeling that Scorpio over the last few months has been gathering strength. I don't know why, and we're going to... Oh, of course! Scorpio. First card, not only does it come out of the pack on its own, but it drifts to the floor in a pick me. It's the pick me Scorpio card. Get on. So you're getting the death card, which puts the fear of God up most of the other signs, but not you, Scorpio. You know about these things. Okay, so to get your own star signs card is great. For me, it is definitely a feeling of strength. You're coming up, you're strengthening, you're limbering up, you're feeling more powerful in a situation where perhaps the power was a little unequal. I'm finding this is a bit of a theme this month for all the signs so far that I'm doing. It's power shifts and the interchanges in relationships, sometimes also between you and yourself, or you and the universe, your place in the universe, how you see yourself, how others see you. I'm also getting a kind of status going on here about you having a rise in status. Let's take another, oh, there we go. Status in your community. 3 of Cups. So this could be your close friendships. It could be your town, your community, your college, your workplace, whatever it is. But people are noticing you more this month, which is nice. You know, I don't mean this as well in a negative way. I mean, like, they're like, oi, oi, who's that? What they're doing? Or I didn't know they were capable of that, you know. Even for some of you that are involved in a situation where you're perhaps on the receiving end of something quite difficult, like, you know, a domineering boss, somebody who doesn't really listen, you're going to find there's a bit of a shift here where they do start to take you seriously. Okay, by the way, do you like, I've got quite Scorpio nails at the moment. It's not going to give you a proper view of them, but when we go to the other camera, someone said, oh, they're very Scorpio. They are. They're like a very dark maroon, but they've got glitter in. Nice. Okay, couple more cards fell on the floor. It's only the 2 of Cups. By gum. Okay, 2 of Cups, Venus in Cancer. So we have a relationship here. This could be, in this reading, by the way, I'm going to look at your love life. I'm going to look at your work life, going to look at your destiny channel messages, the whole bit in granular detail. There will be an extended reading, as there is every month. When you get to the end of this reading and all the cards are on the table, if you feel like it's really resonated, come and join us for the extended, where we get more decks out, we clarify the cards from the YouTube reading, and we look more at the love cards, or whichever cards have really come up as important. Okay, and we go further. I know. Okay. I'm having one of those days, Scorpio, I will confess. Using the wrong camera, can't speak properly. 2 of Cups. Right, relationship. Most likely to be close personal relationship. Because the 2 of Cups, if you think about it, the 3, which you've just had, is community. It's when things go public. It's when you have bigger groups of people. The 2 is just you and someone else. Exchanging cups, very intense. Venus in Cancer is a lovely placement. So there's connection, there's a desire to be with this person, to exchange with this person. But there is also these clouds in the background. And it's this Morgan Greer deck is one of the only ones that does sort of ominous, you know, it's either smoke or clouds, or it's just weird that that would be in the 2 of Cups, but I always notice it if I get it for a reading, because there's some kind of shadow going on behind. We then get the 7 of Wands, which is Mars in Leo, and this might be the key to it. This is the card for arguing. It's the card for circular arguing. It's a card for being in a situation where you will feel that you need to defend yourself, defend your point of view, to carry a big stick. Walk softly, carry a big stick. No hitting anyone with a big stick for real though, Scorpio, even though it may be tempting sometimes. Let's have a look at these cards together because they do tell a story. Death card, change. For me, this change is a power change. And what I'm getting channeled to me, you know, in the gym, you're like, really, Gemma? Honestly, I went there for an induction once. I was so ruined by the end of the induction that I walked down the gym stairs like a duck with my knees apart because I actually couldn't get down there properly with all these really fit people. But anyhow, what they did show me was a step machine where you go like this, and you've probably all used them, and you step and you sort of rise up and you sink down. What I just channeled for you, Scorpio, was you rising up and somebody else sinking down, and then you rising down and them sinking up. Did you rise down? You sinking down, them rising up. This is a sort of, we are finding our level. We are finding our equality. The Two of Cups is a card of equality because there's two, each person has a cup. They're equal sizes. They're both exchanging. They're both in giving and receiving. We always have these hands like you do when you're at a wedding and you feed each other cake. It's this sort of wrapped around each other, giving, receiving, and there is an equality. It doesn't mean it's always 50-50, because in relationships, there is no like, well, we're exactly 50-50 and we stick to it. It never works like that. But there is a sort of rolling dynamic between you and this person where some days or weeks it's you, some days or weeks it's them. But what I think might have been happening before is that for some reason your power was a bit blocked and now it's freed up. Okay, so 7 of Wands, and this could be as well, this portion of the reading is like a general reading, this bit. So this could be in any area of your life that you're being called upon to get a big piece of chalk and tell everybody where your line is. And I guess we're talking about a boundary, you know, there's my line. And you don't say, there's my line, don't cross it. They can cross it if they want to. You have got a big stick. Okay, I'm loving this for you, Scorpio. Yeah, we want that one. Oof, okay, work. Strength card. Yes! Let's take one more. Let's go with that. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to take a third. Oh, yes. Right, something is going on in your work life, okay? Had a feeling it might be. We've got the Strength card, and that goes with the other major arcana of the Death card, okay? These are destiny cards. Strength is a feminine energy card. It is almost always, not in the Mythic Tarot, but in nearly every other tarot, a woman taming a lion, and not through force. There's something here about knowing yourself, Scorpio, knowing your strengths, and knowing the strengths of the other person or the other organisation that you're dealing with. Some of you are in a power struggle with a boss or a senior figure at work or somebody who has some measure of control over your working life. I mean, this can really vary in the way that it comes across, but it's definitely a power dynamic. It would fit very well if you had a micromanaging boss or somebody who was just giving you the side eye the whole time and then writing, you know, making sure all their corporate emails were all ticking the right boxes. You know what I mean? As a Scorpio, you know this stuff. You know when there's an atmosphere or there's something at stake or there's a bit of a game going on. It feels like a bit of power play. We've got the 7 of Cups, so this is just warning because it's next to the 3 of Swords. So that is a warning spot over here. Just know that you may get triggered by this person or the way that they operate, because it may be something that's happened to you before. Maybe at school, maybe in childhood, maybe in a previous job, maybe in a relationship. But the feeling of somebody sort of sneakily trying to, I think, gaslight you a bit, actually. Because this is a card here. It's like the gaslighting card. There are things, like there is in there's a laurel wreath of success. You can snatch a success out of this, but it isn't easy, okay? There's a bit of muck and mystery flying around in whatever you're doing for work. And I feel like there is a character at the bottom of it. It could be a corporate policy or something bigger, but I feel like even if it is, there's a front-facing person that you are in contact with who is, I don't know, they're not playing fair. And you know they're not. And maybe they're not doing it to you, but they're doing it to others. To be honest, I get a feeling they're doing it to you too, but let me know in the comment section. So, this shadow work here is worth doing, okay? There is something around confrontation, and a lot of us do have this. Let's take a couple of shadow cards for it, shall we? There's something around confrontation that you need to look out for. Because know yourself, that's the strength card, is to know your strengths and weaknesses. And to know your weaknesses is to go into battle fully armed, actually. Okay, don't do reversals in shadow cards. That's funny, you get the Eight of Pentacles as a shadow card. Yep. Nice. Four of Wands. I'm going to take one more. Ace of Wands. Yeah. Power. So, for your shadow cards, these are Hattie Thorn Shadow Fates Tarot, a Scorpionic deck if I ever knew one. For work, you get the Eight of Pentacles, which is the work card. Literally, it's Sun in Virgo. It's normally the one where the guy's hammering 8 pentacles, like above his head. It's the card of where you go and what you do for a living, where you regularly turn up, you knock out the pentacles, that's what you do, okay? The reason there's a shadow is because there's a shadow cast over what you're doing in your workplace. And that shadow feels very, it feels insipid, and it might be that shadow that's knocking around in the back of this Two of Cups as well. We then get the Four of Wands, which is your entrance to the lucky hotel, okay? Four of Wands is when there's like a portal and you feel like you're going in somewhere good, you know? You're getting the opportunity to go in somewhere good, to be lucky, to be chosen, to feel good. 11-11, you know, that things are aligned. Something about where you're working or what you're doing is not aligned. And you can feel it because you're a Scorpio, so you can't really get away with it. It may be that you're in a position where you can't change it at the moment. You know, there are definitely times in our lives where we need to make a change, but we also need to pay the gas bill, you know, and we know that we need to stick this for another 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. Even week, 2 weeks may seem like a long time. So, but just know it will be very good to check in with yourself and check in with your body. How do you feel when you're at work? What's going on with you? Can you eat properly? And this sounds gross, but can you go to the toilet properly? Honestly, it's a question that's worth asking. I remember talking once to a head teacher who was talking about how he improved a primary school. He said, the first thing I did was improve the canteen, but not just for the kids, for the teachers. Because the teachers were eating rubbish food, they had 5 seconds to eat, and everybody was stressed out with guts ache going into the lessons. So he took teachers on away day trips to, you know, really like Cirque du Soleil type things. He did, made sure that the food they were getting was food you could really look forward to. In other words, they were being looked after. Therefore, they looked after the kids. Amazing. you're in the opposite here. You're kind of, it feels like you're in a sort of, it's not like a war situation, but it's very uncomfortable. What's going on with work with you is very uncomfortable. And the Ace of Wands is just telling us that it's sapping your energy, your creativity, and your ability to see your own power and be able to move aside. Now, June is a month where you get to change that and you get to work on the shadow side of you that may be that you're a people pleaser, it may be that you feel you have to work for love, even in the workplace, that you have to prove that you can do the work of 10 people or whatever it is. Okay? Woof. Let's have a look at your love life, Scorpio. I'm going to use a different deck. Oh, yes, I am. Love life for Scorpio, please. What's going on? Love life for Scorpio in June 2024. God, doesn't it just seem like it was the year 2000? It was almost a quarter of a century ago. I actually find that frightening. I'll stop talking. Great! In your love life, you get the Four of Wands. Look at this. The weird thing is as well, I feel like when you solve what's going on in your work life, that your love life perks up no end. Six of Wands. Oh, Scorpio. This is very nice. And the Hierophant. Okay, so this is a very, very nice love section. We've got Four of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Hierophant. Nice. Four of Wands, like we said, is the entrance to the lucky hotel. There is some very simpatico energy with somebody here. Four of Wands, 1111, it can be twin flame energy. It can be the energy of, it's like soul connection with somebody. It's not something you could really explain to somebody. It's not particularly in the 3D. You couldn't really put it on paper. You couldn't draw a map of it, but it's there. It's about feeling in alignment with somebody, even if that alignment is difficult, you know, in the 3D, that you're feeling that there are, you know, arguments or difficulties or disconnects. This is the basic ribbon of the relationship, and it feels very joyous, very, very celebratory. We then also have Six of Wands, winner winner chicken dinner or vegan alternative. Woohoo! Six of Wands is a card where there is success. Success is available to you either in this relationship or in your love life in general. Okay, this is your love section. Hierophant. Hierophant is about commitment, taking things to the next level. It's often shown as the high priest. In this case, it just represents taking things to the next level. What's the shadow card for your love life? I'm going to do this. There's too much happiness going on. Let's have a shadow card. It's good to know what's holding you back. Oof. The Sun. Nice. That's even a good shadow card to get, actually. And the Two of Cups. This is interesting. Okay. Do you know what I'm getting here? And I get this sometimes. There's the relationship and there's the reflection. So we got the Sun with the Two of Cups as shadow cards for love, but we've got the Two of Cups up here as well with a shadow behind it. You're in a situation where someone is a mirror to you. And these relationships are very interesting because we've got this big soul connection. We've got this alignment between you and somebody else that you can't really explain. You've got shadow and light and the interplay. Your shadow side and their shadow side interact with each other in quite a fascinating way. And at the moment, with the Sun in the shadow, you may not have all of what you need to know. Okay? I also think of eclipses when I see this. So think back to like the 8th of April, and there was, I think, the 25th of March, was it this year? There was eclipses. What was going on during this time? God. take a couple more cards for your love life. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at the Two of Cups and the Two of Cups shadow card. We're going to drill it. We're going to get into it, and we are going to channel messages. Oof! Yeah, look at that juicy Three of Swords. Wow. I'm going to get one more. I'll probably do your shadow side and their shadow side together, okay? Because I'm just saying, but I can really see something going on here. Cripes. Okay, we're getting the Three of Swords. Let's just get me out of the way. And the Seven of Swords. That is one big shadow that is cast by this relationship, but there is also a lot of light. No wonder you're feeling a bit kind of discombobulated and confused, Scorpio. Love cards you get are the X. Better get a look at that. And surprise. Oh my God. Prepare for a surprise that challenges and empowers you in equal measure. Okay. God. It's very interesting. Your reading's been so interesting for so long. Even the weekly ones, I've been like, ooh. You've had a little bit longer than everybody else in your weekly ones because I've kept pulling cards. Okay. So, Scorpio, in the extended, I'm going to look at shadow and light, the Two of Cups in the light, the Two of Cups in the shadow, the Three of Swords in your relationship. What are the pain points? What do you need to get past? We might have a little old look at the X as well, because it's obviously there somewhere. And we're going to look behind the veil because we've got the Seven of Swords and something is hidden. Okay? I'm going to go refresh my cup of tea. It's first link in the description box, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.